So as a stepmother, I'm a terrible person if I'm disconnected, don't want anything to do with my stepkids, basically say that's my husband's kids, that ain't mine, F them kids. That would make me a bad person, right? But then I'm involved and doing things for the kids, going above and beyond, paying for anything those kids ask for, anything their desires. And somehow I'm still a bad person. How does this work now? So someone explain this to me. How does this now work? Because apparently I'm doing it wrong either way.
And I don't date baby dads because I feel like if you didn't make it work with your baby mom, y'all didn't get married, how can you make it work with me? Like, and if we do make it work, I feel like I'm gonna have to go through hell to get there. So, you know, I don't do baby dads. And that's just one of the reasons why, like, if you couldn't be mature enough as a man to try to make it work with a woman who had your child, I just don't feel like I want to even come second and get into that with you. Like, I just
Man now got kids and his baby moms do
I would never date him. I don't date men with kids.
But you got kids.
I don't date men with kids.
I'm done.
Cause all that baby mama drama, I can't do. I don't have
all that baby mama drama shit, baby mama.
No. I don't get baby mama drama.
How your baby father? You send your baby father to get a masseuse massage?
No, we was together, bro.
You said y'all was together.
Yeah. Oh, you trying to say something?
Why are you telling my children that you're their mom? I'm the one who looks after them, bathes them, feeds them. Thank you for everything you do for them, but you're not their mother.
She's only allowed to see her kids once a month.
I do far more than you, right? You're making me out to be a bad mother when I'm not. Really?
I don't care how fine a man is. If he got a baby, that means he got a baby mama. That means he's automatic.
But most importantly, he's gonna think that you're gonna take care of his kid for him. Real talk. So I dated a man, he had a kid, and he would get mad at me when I wouldn't schedule in things to do for his child. Like, I understand when you're growing to be in a relationship with someone and eventually you're gonna take that on by being a stepmother. But, like, we not there yet, homie. So, like, relax. But, yeah, not only is the baby mom's a problem, but they're gonna assume that you're gonna take care of their kid for them. Not that you're gonna take care of their kid in addition to them. No. You're gonna take care of their kid for them. And then the baby moms be fucking crazy because let you be fine and smart and got your shit together. But a lot of times, dudes be lying on their baby moms. They still fucking.
Here's why I would never, ever date another man with children ever again. Especially if you went like full nosedive into like good stepmother, good girlfriend, stepmother role. When he leaves you out of nowhere, you're not just trying to get over this man, you're trying to get over the two goddamn kids too. Like, I barely even give a shit what he's doing, but like, how's little Timmy, how's little Bobby doing? How are they? Have they ate today? Are they happy? I don't know anymore, and it fucking sucks. Like, for that reason alone, don't do it, because you'll be extra sad. Extra sad. That's a lot of people you gotta try to forget about, you know? Like, when they grow up, will they remember the time that I helped them shit on the toilet and told them they did a good job? Probably not. They're not gonna remember that.
I don't date men with kids. I have a couple different issues with it. The first one is if you're a good parent, you're probably spending a significant amount of time with your kids. You're going to school plays, baseball games, recitals. And in that situation, it's nonsensical and rude of me to expect any sort of priority in your life. And I've taken the backseat in enough relationships. It's time I'm with someone who's all about me. And if you're not a good parent and you have kids, but somehow you're never with them, why would I want you? And honestly, I don't think that mindset is selfish at all. What's selfish is dating a man and constantly trying to pull him away from his kids so that he can be with you. My other issue is I don't even really want kids right now for myself, so why would I want to play stepmommy? And also, when the kids are really young, you're probably still trying to figure out your co-parenting situation and your relationship to each other, and I don't want to be involved in all that. That's a lot. And I know some men are going to get on here and say, what about women with kids? Y'all have the right to feel the same way. Also, I ask for what I give. I don't have kids, so I'm not expecting anyone to deal with me being a parent. I make money. I have a career. I take care of myself. I don't have kids. I have a good relationship with my family. I go to therapy. I have solid conflict resolution skills. I don't ask for anything from someone that I am not giving. I understand that dating's hard enough and it gets more difficult to avoid men with kids the older you get, but I'll wait.
Women often get shamed for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Dating a man with kids is not something small. and not for everyone. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I react to TikTok clips about dating, relationships, marriage, and the conversations women and men are often scared to say out loud. Today's video is about dating men with kids and why so many women are avoiding it, why others regret doing it, and why saying no to it does not make you a bad person. So as usual, we are going to watch a few clips from TikTok, understand where these women are coming from, understand why they have issues with dating men who have kids. Then we shall react to that. So I will catch up with you after these clips have played. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and let's get started.
As a single woman with no children, I do have some red flags when it comes to dating men who do have children. And here are, I think, 3 or 4 of my biggest ones that I'm very weary of. First one is the man who is hyper involved in his children's life. Now, don't get me wrong, yeah? I love a good daddy, okay? I love a good man who is involved in their children's lives. But when you start to use your child as an excuse as to why you can't fulfill my needs, now I have an issue. Why do you need to go and sleep over at your baby mother's house because it's your child's birthday tomorrow? Why do you need to go sleep over at your baby mother's house because it's Christmas Eve? Why do you need to go and sleep over at your baby mother's house, period? Why are you cancelling dates with me because there's something happening with your child, but a week later when I ask you about it, you're like, huh? Wait? Lying on the name of your child is actually diabolical. I'm going to shift my wig forward because it's off. Lying on your child's name is diabolical, and I do not like that. I've met a few men that have done that, and I think it's hella disrespectful. So yeah, no. X.
I want to talk about why I will not date someone with kids again. I know they say never, so maybe there will be an exception. But from my experience, I dated someone with kids for 4 years, and no, I will never do that again. Just date someone for 4 years that doesn't end up being my husband or fiance. Lessons learned. We grow and we move on from the past. But one thing that this person always did was make me feel guilty for spending time with him when he wasn't with his kid. Like, if we had alone time, I loved to travel, so I felt like I was always like dragging this person to go on trips with me. And then when they finally would go, they would be like, like, you know, this is the kind of stuff like I want to do with my son, or like, you know, just making me feel guilty or bad that like their child wasn't there along for the ride all the time. And I don't feel like I deserve to be treated like that or put in that position because I don't have kids. And yeah, I didn't like that. I talked to somebody else that has kids and is dating, and they're like, oh no, that's not how it should be. Like, they shouldn't make you feel like that. It's like, if you get the best of their world, you're basically always going to be the passenger. You're always going to be the passenger, and they don't want to tell you that or say that, but in some way, like, you're in the back seat and that child is in the front seat if they are a good parent and they are actively in that child's life. I don't want to deal with that again.
One of the reasons that I refuse to date somebody that has kids already is because if you are actually a good father and you are locked in on your parenting, you don't have time to date me. I'm sorry, but you don't. If you are going to all your kids' sporting events, you're cooking them dinner, you're doing the bedtime routine, the bath, all of that, you do not have time to give me the amount of time that I expect from someone that I'm dating. And if you do have time for me, why? Why are you not doing more with your kid? And if you have a kid, I feel like your kid should always come first, and I don't want to be second. Like, I don't want to come into a man's life and automatically be put below somebody. So I know that dating somebody with kids is not for me, because I would want you to put your kids first. I think that's the right thing to do, but I just don't want to be second. And honestly, I think the baby mom should come before me too, which is controversial, but that woman gave birth to your seed. Like, you need to be worshiping the ground that she walks on. And I can't date a man that's worshiping another woman. But if you're a good man and you're treating your baby mom how she should be treated, then you would be doing that. So altogether, it's just not the situation that I need to find myself in, because just wouldn't work.
Being a stepmom is hard in ways I never anticipated. I love kids, so when I took on the role of stepmom to a 7, 4, and 2-year-old, I was elated because I had an ideal in my head that I would just be able to step in and they would be like my real kids and I would be like their real mom. They would just have 2 moms that loved them. And I was delusional at what stepmomming was all about. Those kids are now 15, 13, and 11, and I am completely lost. I started thinking, okay, I'm gonna just step in and these kids are gonna be like my real kids and I'm gonna love them the way I love my real kids and I'm gonna discipline them the way I discipline my real kids. And we're gonna be one big happy family and they're gonna respect me and they're gonna love me and it's gonna be great, and it's a crap show. So I shifted from being a disciplinarian to just being their friend, and when I did that, they just completely lost all respect for me, and then they will not listen to anything I have to say about running a house, a functional house. And I'm constantly stuck in this like middle zone of, do I be a disciplinarian or do I be a friend? Or is it possible to do both? I never grew up with a stepmom. I don't know what it feels like to be the child of a stepmom. And I can only imagine that it would suck and that these kids didn't ask for this. So on one side, I just like feel for them. And on the other side, it's really hard as a stepmom to feel like my 2 choices are to be disrespected or hated. I either have to ask them to do things that makes them hate me and discipline them and teach them, which makes them hate me, or I just stay shut up at bad behavior and get walked all over and disrespected. I don't see where the win is. I think one of the hardest things about being a stepmom is feeling like you can't do anything right. And as soon as you do anything that a child perceives as not right, which, let's be honest, like all teenagers think that their parents do everything wrong, that they have a mom that they go tattletale to. And I literally feel like I'm constantly being tattled on as a mom. The crazy thing as a stepmom is you give everything and you get nothing back. At least with your own kids, you give everything, but their love for you that comes back is such a huge reward. But there's no reward as a stepmom because they don't love you back. And maybe they will later. Maybe they will later. If you are a child in a divorced family, like a grown adult, and your stepmom had to discipline you or parent you at all, because we have the kids 50-50 and their dad works a lot, and so there's a lot of time where I am a parent at the house and I have to oversee discipline and I have to oversee good behavior and rules and chores and all of that. If you experience this, can you please give me some advice and tell me? Either tell me what I can do different, tell me what's effective, or tell me that you hated your stepmom as a teenager, but as an adult you appreciate her. I don't know. Because right now it's really hard. I am really lucky that my husband supports me and he's really on my side. But oh my gosh, stepmomming is not for the faint of heart.
Dating a man with kids isn't going to work for me in the same way that dating a smoker would not work for me, because it's just a mismatch of lifestyles. I have worked really hard for 44 years to curate a life that I love without kids, because that life of soccer games and school plays and mommy all day long isn't going to work for me, and that's okay. So why would I go and date a man that wouldn't match my lifestyle choices? Like, that doesn't make any sense, and that's okay. And it doesn't mean that he's a bad man. It doesn't mean that he's a bad person. Just as, like, if he was a smoker, it doesn't mean that he's a bad man or a bad person. It just means that he and I are not a lifestyle match. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's okay. And I think single and child-free women are often taught to just make concessions for this because he's like a good man and they're so sparing and sparse that if you find one, regardless of his like child status, you need to take him and scoop him up and like go be a mom to someone else's kids. Like, that doesn't entice me at all. And I also want to be able to show up in a relationship with a man who has the same level of commitment and freedom and financial reciprocity that I do. And like, having kids disrupts all that. So again, you don't have to make concessions just because they're a good man. If a kid isn't going to fit your lifestyle, a kid is not going to fit your lifestyle. And guess what? That is okay. Because you worked this hard to curate and choose your life. So if you don't want kids, that's okay. And if you don't want to date somebody with kids, that's okay too.
Okay, so I'm a single mom, and I've been a single mom since my son was 5 weeks old. And becoming a single mom at that, has changed my perspective on a lot of stuff, including guys with children, guys that are single with kids. And 9 times out of 10, I would never date a guy with kids. And I have a kid. Let me explain why. So the way my mind thinks of it now is that there are some women out there that are choosing to be single moms. There are some women out there that, you know, are shitty moms. There are some moms out there that did their partners dirty and, you know, the split was because of them. That's very much so possible. However, most moms are not choosing to be single moms. That's the way I think about it now. When a man is trying to entertain me and he has a child, it makes me think, why didn't you and your baby mother work out? Because now she's a single mom. You know what I mean? And when you have a kid, whether it's with someone that you're married to, a relationship with, or whatever, like, you're expecting a family. You're expecting your child to have both parents in the same house, together, amicable, in love. So when you're raising a child separately, something must have happened. And first of all, let's be for real. As moms, 9 times out of 10, we don't have time to cheat. We're being moms. Like, let's be for real. And I'm not saying cheating is the only reason why a relationship could not work. Because I've had men tell me that, oh, them and their baby mama didn't work out because their baby mama was tripping or whatever. And it's like, when a man tells me that their baby mama's tripping, and let's say their kid is like a year old, that makes me feel like, okay, so she's going through postpartum and you didn't have the mental capacity or the patience to deal with her postpartum. Especially if it's a situation where he gets his kid like every other weekend. Like, no mom is choosing that. No mom wanted that to happen. Especially if he has multiple baby mamas. If he has 2 or more baby mamas, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because I learned my lesson the first time. Why the fuck you haven't? Moral of the story is, I'm getting a private investigator on whoever the fuck I end up with next. Like, seriously, whoever I end up like dating, oh, best believe the PI is gonna be on that ass. Because these men be lying about why they're not with their baby mamas no more. They be motherfucking lying. And I'm not even necessarily thinking about baby mama drama, because ain't no baby mama drama when it comes to my child's biological father and me. That shit is over and done with. When we broke up, we broke up. But it's because of how bad he did me. And especially after the fact, the disrespect that I've gotten after the fact. So that's what made me think, like, too, like, when a situation is so volatile to the point where I won't even like entertain any type of conversation with you as your child's mother, like, as someone from the outside looking in, someone's trying to date you, and that's the dynamic you have with your baby mother, that would make me side eye you too. Like, why is it that bad, the beef that y'all got? You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, there are some men out there that are genuinely good single fathers that, you know, they stepped up to the plate and they got their kids and, you know, they're doing what they're supposed to do. I wouldn't mind one like that. But once again, my PI would confirm to me that that's what the fuck that is, because majority of these single dads are not single dads. And I'm also going to exclude dads that have like legit court order, like full custody of their kids, because if the court gave you full custody of your kid as a dad, then there legit is something wrong with the mama, because they never do that shit unless they really, really have to. Because it is very possible for a mom to be a shitty mom and for a mom to, you know, go MIA on her kids, and, you know, for a mom to, I've heard of that before. I know that's possible, but it's not as likely as a motherfucker to lie about why him and his baby mama not together.
I do not have children. So that being said, I do not date people who have children. I don't care if they're a good parent. I don't care if they're handling their responsibilities. I don't care. I don't want to date you. Period. We can have fun. We can kick it. We can have a good time. But I would never take it anywhere further than that. Because at the end of the day, I feel like people who have children should date other people who have children. Because I've dated so many people who have had kids, and at the end of the day, it's always something with a motherfucker who have kids. You know, y'all got plans and the kid is sick, so the plans are canceled. Or the baby daddy didn't pick up the kid, or the baby mama didn't pick up the kid and now you're screwed. Or, you know, the plans got to get canceled because something happened with the child. Like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't have children myself for that reason. I don't want to be inconvenienced by somebody else's kid, let alone my own, which is why I don't have any. And not that I don't understand the life of a parent, but at the end of the day, I'm the baby. I want all of your undivided attention. If I want to be able to jump on a plane or go do this or go do that, I don't want you to have to figure out what you're going to do with your kid. Or if you can switch weekends or make something happen. And then another thing, I feel like niggas are too comfortable with their children. I can't tell you. I'm not going to say I've met a whole lot of niggas' kids, but I've met at least like 4 or 5 different niggas' kids. And me and only one of them were serious enough for me to be meeting his kid. Otherwise, no. Like I've woken up in the morning and gotten interrogated by a 6-year-old. And I feel like men don't take, you know, being a parent seriously enough. Like, if this is your only weekend, if you get your kid every other weekend, why are you having me come over while you have your kid? Like, you should be designating this time to your child. You could see me any other time. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times niggas' priorities be fucked up when it comes to children. And then don't even get me started on the men who have kids but never see their kids and aren't active fathers. Like, that shit is such a turn off. Regardless of if you a good dad or not, stay the fuck away from me.
The biggest mistake that smart women make, including myself, about dating a man with kids. Look, here's the deal. For some women, dating a man with kids is a no-go, it's a red flag, and you go the other way. That's fine. But for some women, like I used to be, dating a man with kids is seen as an advantage. Why? Well, the mistake is that you, or rather I, made the assumption that a man with kids is going to be a better partner. So let me say that again. I made the assumption that someone who was a good dad is also going to be a good partner. Here's why that's wrong and it's a mistake. Because people, men and women, can compartmentalize. A man can be kind, caring, empathic towards his child or to anybody else that he chooses to. And he could also be completely lacking in empathy and not caring and really cold and distant and kind of twisted when it comes to the people that he's dating or anybody else in the world. Which means that if he's good to his child, it does not mean he's going to be good to you. Also, if you've probably seen in my other videos, if a person is a narcissist and they are a parent, that means they have no empathy for anybody, including their kids, which means that no matter how great their actions are towards their children, how good of a seeming father they are, the truth is that they don't actually have empathy towards their children and they don't have love towards their children, so they're definitely not going to have love towards you. But even if they're not a narcissist, even if somebody is a good parent, it does not mean that they're going to be a good partner necessarily.
Thank you so much for those who were able to stay with me till this far. We have had those women right there. Most of them are saying that when you date a man with kids, you'll never be his first priority. His kid or his kids will always be the first priority, and then you will be the second priority. Or you never know even the third priority. It's just something that is automatic, because if you're a good parent, you put your child first before anyone else. So if it happened like you had a plan, maybe you had a date with this person, then the kid maybe got sick or something happened to his kid, obviously he will cancel that date. That's why these women are saying that they don't want to be involved with a man or men who have kids, because this may start like something small of canceling maybe dates or what, but with the time it will become a normal thing, which means that if you're a woman who likes consistency, having quality time with your man, wanting emotional presence, then this setup will drain you, and yeah, better to say no before it goes far. And then these women, of course, also saying that when you date a man with kids, you'll be experiencing the baby mama drama things or co-parenting things. You will also be involved in that. And women are saying that they don't want to be part of that confusion or drama because let's be real. Let's normalize this conversation. When you date a man with kids, you'll also be dating his past. So even if he's in a healthy co-parenting, the ex will still have access to his time, to his emotions, and even to his decisions. And to be real, a lot of men don't have strong boundaries. So when you try to comment, maybe complain about maybe the time they are spending together, if it is, say, Christmas Eve celebrations, some men may want to spend time with their kid, and if it is the co-parenting thing and maybe they want to feel like both parents need to be together for their child, obviously, they will go and be together, spend nights together, maybe also birthdays. It's a whole mix, and women really don't want to be involved in such. And this is understandable because it's just natural to feel bad or to feel jealous or protective of the man that you're dating. If you don't have the power to stop it or what, of course you will suffer with pain, emotions, and if you comment, they may tell you that you need to mature, you need to understand, you need to act like a mature person while dealing with situations that you didn't sign up for. Yeah, and then the expectations from stepmoms. This is where many women get stuck because you're expected to be patient, so understanding as a stepmom. You're supposed to help him with the kids, sometimes even do everything for the kids while the man is chilling. You are expected to adjust your own life just for this child. So in relation to not being his first priority, you may also never have ample time or quality time with this man. Remember, he has children, he has to take care of the kids, and like I said, if anything came up concerning the kids, no matter what you had in plans with him, it will be hijacked and you will never really have quality time or alone time with this man. Like one woman they are shared. If say you have a trip, you go somewhere, even if it is not somewhere far, maybe just out on a date, this man may start thinking of his kids. He's like, now if I was here with my kids, they would be eating this, they would be playing from here, they would be doing this. If even one can openly tell you that, it shows that you will never be a priority and you will never have private time or quality time alone when you want it. So that means you will always work on that man's schedule. For you can't have your own schedule. Like if you had your own free time, he may not go with that, but you will have to follow his schedule just because he has children, which is understandable, but very few women can deal with that. Yeah, and then sometimes I think some men just want babysitters or nannies for their kids. This can be true to some extent. You can get involved with a man who has children before even you become like officially his wife. He's already expecting you to do the duties of a stepmom. He's already wanting you to do a lot for these children, and yet you're just maybe beginning to date. Say if you visited him, he wants you to do cleaning, he wants you to do what for his kids. So if it doesn't sit well with you, it's better not to continue with such a relationship. Like most women are saying, if you are a young girl or if you're child free, it wouldn't be a good idea to go on or date a man with kids. is draining. You may hate marriage just because of this one person that you dated who had kids. You may waste your time there, and yet that marriage or relationship may not work out. You may get involved with this man, but maybe his kids will not like you. Some of them may even pretend for a few weeks or a few months, then their true colors of hate or dislike will come out. So if you are young and you are child free, I wouldn't advise you to go into that kind of relationship where a man has kids. However, it has worked out for some people. There are people who have dated men with kids and their marriages have worked out. So it depends on how responsible and mature the man you're dating is. Some men have things in control. Some men have discipline for their kids. Some kids are well brought up. So if you're okay dating someone with kids, I want to talk on why some women who have kids are also saying that they don't want a man with kids or a man with a kid. If you are a responsible woman or a responsible mother, you have certain ways that you bring up your kids, maybe with discipline and behavior, So if you get involved with a man whose kids are wild, no discipline, no control, kids who are brought up in a way that you don't say anything about them, unruly kids, mixing your kids, if they are brought up differently, it will be a mess up for your kids and for your life. So it's better not to get involved with such a man. But this is not about trashing men or single dads or single fathers. You are doing a great job. For those who do the good work, you're doing so much, and we appreciate you, of course, but things are just not as easy or as simple as they seem to be. So if you get a woman and she says that no, she can't be with you just because you have children, just understand. Just like the way women also who have kids are told by men. So like I said, this video is not about bashing men with kids. Some partners are really amazing. But the issue is that women are often shamed into dating situations that don't align with their own needs. Yeah, so if you're a woman and you're watching this video and maybe thinking that this isn't for me, yes, that is okay if you feel that way. And if you're dating a man with kids and it works for you, that is also okay. So I will end here. And if this video resonated with you, like, share it, and put your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more, and let's catch up in the next one.